Hey Patreon family, I am about to do a sub-audition for the Des Moines Symphony Orchestra, and so in order to do that, not only do I have to send in all this information and get the okay that I'm allowed to audition for them, but I also have to prepare a couple of pieces. It's not up to me. They get to decide which pieces to play, and so they have 5 excerpts for me to play for them. And I have like a 5 or 6 minute window to just kind of play these pieces. And I just thought I would play through some of these for you. And if there's something that I need to say about them, I will. Most likely, I'll just tell you some of the things that I might be hearing as I'm playing through this myself. And trying to find things to make better about my playing. So when I do these, I often am recording myself with my devices and making sure that what I think is coming across is actually coming across, because nothing's worse than having the fact that all my sound goes this way and my ears are back here. So having recording equipment is really, really helpful. So typically what happens in an audition situation, you get to go into a room with a whole bunch of other instruments, and you have time to warm up or just kind of get in your own mental place. And then they give you your own place about 10 minutes before the actual audition. And that's usually a good time to just really make sure that you've hit those tiny little spots that kind of hit you every time. As well as just make sure you're ready to go. And then somebody comes and gets you, and they take you out to typically the auditorium. And there's usually a screen, so nobody can see me as I'm playing or walking in, there's no talking. That way they have the best chance to not hear which candidate is which. We're focused on how well this person actually is playing, as opposed to what they look like or all the other things that we can easily and quickly categorize people for. So I'll just play one or two pieces here for you. I'll do 2 of them that are really well known, at least in the trombone world. So the first one is called Tuba Mirum, and this comes from Mozart's Requiem. Requiems were a really, really popular thing back when the Catholic Church kind of ruled all of Europe. And that's how you got through all of your masses. And so this is just one of the movements that are inside of that. And it's just a really, really famous piece. It's called Tuba Mirum. And so the trombone, way back in the late 1700s, gets one of its first solos. So in general, that piece went really, really well for me. I had one note that I know that I missed, and a couple other things that maybe weren't as clean as I wanted it to be. But in general, that was a really good run for me. Yet still, in the biggest of auditions, that one note right there, or even just that little murkiness, would be enough to actually basically the candidates could easily just dismiss me. So typically in a sub audition, these really, really small details aren't going to be as big of a deal. But I'll do one more piece here for you. It's called Bolero. Really, really famous piece again, just in general. And on top of that, there's a trombone solo in this one. Pretty well known. Some of you might not have heard this one before, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a really famous piece. So this one, it starts in the really high register for the trombone. So a lot of times it's hard to actually just hit that note right off the bat, especially after you've been talking and not playing for a moment. And it kind of scrolls around up there, and the rhythm has to be 100% accurate. Everybody knows exactly when every single note comes in. It's just one of those solos that every single person in the committee is just going to know top to bottom. So the high register, keeping that time exactly steady, keeping everything nice and clean, and also making it sound musical. Here's Bolero. So again, that was also a pretty good run for me. I'm in a pretty good place here for this audition. I'm feeling pretty good. Some small things that were in there if I had to be really picky, which I should be about this sort of stuff. So these are just, again, 2 out of the 5 pieces that were asked of me to prepare for them for this audition. And yeah, that's just kind of how this goes. I guess one other thing I should mention is all 5 of these pieces are played back to back, and you typically have about 30 to 40 seconds to just kind of get out of the headspace of the previous piece and into the headspace of the next piece and play it. They don't want you to jump right into the next piece within the first 10 seconds, but they really don't want you to wait too long on that. So yeah, that is just some of the process of an audition. If you have any questions about this sort of stuff, I'd be happy to answer them for you, either in the comments below, or I could happily make another video for you. So you guys all have a great week, and I will, yeah, talk to you soon.